have been working on a color study, this one, and what I'm going to do now is I'm switching over to the avocado proper that we floating avocado that I'm just starting, and mostly just have it drawn out with some masking fluid applied to the areas I want to keep white. And what I'm going to do here is just the background. Just start blocking in everything around the avocado proper, and I'm going to do that first by just wetting the paper with my Hockey brush, and especially when it's masked, I don't have to worry too much about being exact. Really kind of not at all, but which is the whole point. So the reason I like a Hockey brush like this for large areas is that it's covers a lot of area, applies a lot of water pretty quickly. Not sure what's going on there. Doesn't seem like watercolor though. Maybe that's from a chocolate covered coffee bean or something. Anyways, there's that brush. There's these Hockey brushes, this kind, which sort of also work well. These are the bamboo ones, are just sort of longer hairs and softer, and you know there's nicer, you know, sort of flat watercolor brushes like this, but these guys, well, they hold a better edge. They're pretty expensive, and I have found them to not be as soft as these inexpensive little guys. But anyway, so that's wetting the area, and now I'm gonna all these colors that I have sort of mixed together in various and sundry ways, I'm just gonna sort of bring in. I'm gonna plop them in. That's a little bit of purple. Here is some green and purple. I'm going to try not to drop into my shape like I did on the last swatch round I was doing. But just kind of having fun with bringing in a bunch of different colors that I just want to run together and make some interesting grays. And the background will be various and sundry versions of grays. And I just had a bunch of these colors already mixed up, so I thought let's use them up. So that's kind of a wacky fun thing. It can be kind of scary if you've never done that. But let's see. So I see I clearly haven't painted. I haven't put water right up to the edge. Ooh, look how fun that is. It is one of the fun things about watercolor, this sort of watching everything blend together. But it dries so differently. So even though this is looking cool. I'm not sure if it's going to dry. Oop, that was probably off camera. If it's going to dry like this. Well, it'll obviously dry a lot lighter. But just mixing all these things together, I'm sort of being more careful than I guess I need to be, because this is just masking fluid. Sometimes the application of masking fluid isn't perfect, and so you'll find little amounts of color that are sort of sneaking in. So I try to kind of mix things up just as far as, you know, what colors are kind of where. I think, you know, in some areas it's going to be a little bit more grayed out. I'll do this several layers and then kind of, and have fun with shifting things around between something sort of more blue and cool or something a little bit more reddish and orangey and warm. I think I'll do, this is sort of more watery than it needs to be, but still fun to just kind of watch it move around and do its thing. I urge you to do this in an area where it is all the way okay to spill over. There's a little spot where I think I just sort of spazzed out with my masking fluid. Not sure what I'm going to do about that. Just wondering if the if I can. I did put I tried a very light layer of just Hansa yellow light over this whole part of the avocado, including the pit, and it was turning out a little bit too green, so I just made it go away. And right now I'm just kind of wondering, I could try to do one, just a quick pass, because I'm sitting right here, and a graded wash over this over the pit. Then I'm going to use some azo yellow and some quinacridone burnt orange. But I think I'll just, first I'm going to kind of do a semi-watery, semi-not watery mix of the azo yellow. And I know I'm mixing off camera, but I'm just going to try to kind of do a quick flat wash of that. Make sure everything is still wet, and then I'm going to start bringing in a little bit of quinacridone burnt orange over into the left side. The light is coming from over here, and this is going to be the highlight. So it's just going to be gradually getting darker and more golden and brownish as it goes over here to this side away from the light. So just dropping in some quin burnt orange. And even though this is, especially for the graded washes, I have better luck if I really try to just build up gradually and in several layers, and that way any individual layer that isn't quite as gradual or clean of a blend as I want, it will just visually blend with the next layer that I put on, and then it all works out. Sometimes, oftentimes. See, I am gonna, and it's, the hard thing is just this wet and wet thing, like the background. I mean, you can tell if you're going really wet and wet, it's just kind of a free-for-all, which is fun sometimes. But not if I'm trying to really control what color is going to go where. So this will what was I saying? This will this may make it a little trickier to paint just the fleshy fruit part of the avocado. But I could actually probably just still layer over this whole thing, but I'll elaborate on that one in a subsequent video. Yeah, I'm going to set aside and let that dry. Okay,